Alright, so here we are with another Fried Plantain video, and it is titled, Tony Hinchcliffe's Master Plan is Finally Clear. I am so curious what this video is going to be about. Let's see together.
Corner and women that want you bad. Nothing but nines and tens, folks. Would you be interested in that? Well, welcome to Epstein's Island.
Kill Tony is changing, and depending on who you ask, that's either the beginning of the end or the start of something much bigger.
Well, if you talk to anybody in my circles, it would be hopefully the end. And I see that he's showing a picture here of Kim Congdon. And if you guys haven't checked out my recent video on Kill Tony, there was a comedian that got pulled from the bucket, and his only purpose for being on the show was to get a hold of Kim Congdon. He's already tried to send flowers to the mothership, all this very creepy stuff. So you can only imagine the other people that are putting their name in that bucket that have no intentions of actually saying anything funny, but doing something maybe dangerous, right? Let's hear.
Episode number 758 with Donna Rawlings and Trevor Wallace felt like a turning point. Not because of controversy, not because someone bombed, but because the show felt different. Kill Tony has always thrived on edge, on roast culture, on discomfort, on that feeling that at any moment someone could get verbally executed. That's the DNA of the show. And for years, critics have complained that the show leaned too far right, whether through Tony's tone, certain political jokes, controversies surrounding Tony Hinchcliffe himself.
Look, whatever political shit Tony's into that we know of is all well and good, but I think the reason most of us hate the show is because it's killing comedy. Like, this can exist. It shouldn't be your foot in the door for stuff like SNL or, you know, touring the country and selling out theaters. This shouldn't be that. And for some reason, it seems to be for a lot of people. You know, this thing can exist, man. I have no problem with comedians or people that want to attempt to be a comedian or pretend to be a comedian going on stage and getting destroyed by these people. So that way they never do it again. Or maybe because it affects them so deeply, they try even harder and they take it even that much more serious. That's fine. But this is sort of being like the gatekeeper of comedians is bizarre to me. And I think to a lot of people.
Or even more recently, backlash around Kill Tony alum Hans Kim.
My take on Hans Kim is we need to... So this video doesn't get taken down, I mean it metaphorically. But no bully ever stops their bullshit when you ask a principal, when you ask an institution, because the institution is meant to protect abusers. And people are like, oh, karma, that's not how the system's set up. The system is set up for him to continue to succeed. He said he's making $300,000 a year by being racist. You just gotta beat the shit out of these people. Like that high schooler that like punched that other kid in the face that was saying that he supports ICE. That was the only way to solve that situation.
There's always been this perception that Kill Tony belonged to a particular cultural lane. But lately, it's starting to feel broader. Episode 758 didn't feel like a tight underground roast chamber. It felt like a variety show. More musical numbers, bigger moments, broader appeal. The most noticeable shift came at the end of the episode.
Alright, now here I believe he's probably going to talk about that guitar comedian. And yeah, his, much like Timmy No Breaks. Now, I'll give Timmy a little bit of credit here because he's been able to spin what he did into actual, like, fandom. People actually like that guy. Now, you could say that because Timmy appeared on an episode with two panel guests that nobody gave a shit about and didn't offer anything, it made what he did look that much better. I wouldn't argue that that certainly helped, okay? Sort of similar to this guitar comedian. I don't know. The episode that he showed up on, he tried to do just regular stand-up, and then they made him get the guitar, and you're like, alright, musical comedians don't really do well, okay? I'm not a huge fan of that Morgan J guy. I find him to be revolting, if I'm being honest. What a hack. You know what I mean? Like, not even a hack like you're copying something that somebody's seen before, but it's like you're not doing anything that's like, oh, he's hilarious. Like, auto-tuning your voice and, like, flirting with, I don't know. Let's not get too deep into that, but, yeah, guitar comedians don't really work. It's such a rare thing. You have to be really good at it. Musical comedy doesn't really work. You have to be really fucking good at it. And yes, he showed up and he killed when he got that golden ticket. But then here on this appearance, it was like, meh, okay. It's just fine at this point. So maybe, you know, the bar was set too high from the first time, that it made the second time look not that impressive, right? So, I don't know. Maybe the next time we see him, it'll be better.
So when 21-year-old golden ticket winner Tony Scar closed the show with a full musical number.
Okay, is it Tony Scar? Is it Tony Star? I don't know how these people are saying it, but I can't tell so far. I didn't
What
mean to
if
rhyme.
I told you there was a place where brilliant minds could collide? Where you could be drowning in pussy even if you're only the size of Big Mike. Celebrities around every corner and women that want you bad. Nothing but 9s and 10s, folks. Would you be interested in...
Again, there's nothing to me that's more cringe than somebody performing music and getting into it while the whole audience is just sitting there watching quietly. Like, I hate people dancing, for sure. But fucking nod your head, stand up, do something that makes everybody else believe that there's music happening around us, right? And people are just like, no, I'm just gonna watch. And this guy has to stare me in the eyes as he sings. Ugh. And it does say Scar on his fucking weapon of choice here. I didn't see that in the episode because I barely watch, but you know. Background noise.
Well, welcome to Epstein's Island. I'm sure you won't forget it.
Now, I'm not going to watch this entire video because that's not what I do, but I will say I'll watch it later. But here's my thinking. Tony wanted this show to sort of be a variety show, to be an SNL, to be the Lorne Michaels cultivating talent. And I would be happier with a variety rather than everybody just grabbing the mic and doing their best impression of Shane Gillis. All right? That works for a little. But again, musical comedy, guitar comedy, you gotta really be good. And sure, what he's doing is topical here. I mean, even Tony probably told him, do an Epstein song. You gotta. Everyone's talking about it. We can clip it. He gets it. He knows how to, you know, sell the show that he does. But does that make you hate him any less? No. I still think he's an absolute scumbag. Just don't like him in general. Never find him to be funny. I've been watching Kill Tony for forever. And it is not because of him. It even kind of hurts knowing that his name is in the title. Either way, guys, it is just a podcast. And we're just having fun. We'll see what happens in the future for all of these podcasts, because it feels like everybody's sort of getting lazy or simply quitting, never to be heard from again, like Dave Smith from the Legion of Skanks. It's like once he leaves that show, that's the last I'll hear from him. Okay? Because I'm not going to go watch his goddamn political show. I don't know why anybody would if they're looking for comedy. Either way, much success to everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe if you like this reaction, and we'll see you in the next one.